Our topic is the human rights in Iran today.
How did the government respond to pro-democracy protests in February and March of 2011? Were there any casualties, arrests? The government asked for the execution of the opposition leaders. During the protest, more than 1,500 persons were arrested. 2 students were killed, Mir Hossein Mousavi and Mehdi Kaboudi. 100 injuries.
In Iran, what are the crimes punishable by death? The death penalty means that after a crime, if the court decides that what the person did was disgraceful, this person will be executed. Here are the crimes judged by Iran worth this sentence: murder, drug trafficking, crimes against person followed by death, crimes against the state, adultery under some circumstances, sodomy, which is sexual relation between 2 men, lesbianism, drinking alcohol after occurrence, armed robbery, blaspheming towards important figures of Iran, apostasy, and rape. Apostasy is denying the Muslim religion.
Name 3 ways the government restricts freedom of expression. In Iran, there's no freedom of expression. Sometimes people can be put in jail for saying their opinion. It can even go to executions or imprisonment for life.
Name 3 laws that violate the rights of women in Iran. A woman can dress as they want. In court, if 2 men give their testimony and 4 women theirs, the man's testimony will be better considered. A man can marry 2 women at the same time, so it's disrespectful for the first wife. It's polygamy. How does Iran treat its religious and ethnic minorities? If one person has a different religion than Islam, they might be secluded from the Muslim population. For example, if you're in class and your teammates know that you don't have the same religion as them, you will be different and maybe you will be more by yourself. You can't choose your religion in Iran because the government chose for you. If you don't respect that, they won't be happy and maybe you will have consequences.
Women's right to vote. In 1791, a woman named Alain de Gouges wrote a Declaration of Women's Rights in which she invoked that women were as equal as men. However, in many parts of the world, women got the right to vote later in time. Iran was no exception. Some people thought that women didn't deserve this right because it would change nothing to the results. Fortunately for them, they were granted the right to vote in 1963. During the referendum in 1963, 6 women were elected to the parliament. Here's a photo of the women parliamentarians of Iran in the mid-1970s. The state of women before the revolution and after. Before, women couldn't divorce their husband. The veil was an obligation. They couldn't vote. They couldn't go to university. The education was very limited. In schools, there were doors for boys and for girls. After, women can now divorce their husbands since 1992. Wearing the veil is no longer an obligation. They can now vote. They can go to university. They now can be educated. Now education is more fair for boys and for girls. And also, they can practice sports.
1931. A law sets the legal age for marriage at 15 instead of 13 years old. 1935. Women are admitted to university. 1936. The veil is abolished. 1936. An international system of education is installed in which the government does not make any difference between boys and girls.
1963, women get the right to vote. 1973, the legal age for marriage becomes 18. 1979, men and women get the same educative privileges. 1987, the High Council of the Cultural Revolution creates the Cultural and Social Women's Council.
1992, women can now divorce their husband. 1996, a woman becomes the Vice Minister of the Public Health. 1997, lots of women participate to the presidential elections. 2004, the Iranian government gives women the same right of legacy as men.